What this essentially is indicating is that if you're currently in a bad spot, or if the world is in a chaotic place, if you control your thinking, you can still think on positive terms, on ways on how to improve your life and the lives of others. And so therefore it doesn't have to affect you any longer. Welcome back to this new inspirational video. Today I wanted to go over a couple of important points written by Robert Collier in his chapter, See Yourself Doing It. What we're talking about here is to see yourself as being successful, as successfully acting upon your dream inside your mind. Again, at first it might seem like, how can that help you? How can that actually make your life better? Well, you're going to find out as we go over these points, and I'll explain it a little further to you. Now, I have the book here on my desk, but it started out that he said, at the start of the chapter, you've often heard it said that a man is worth $2 a day from the neck down. How much he is worth from the neck up depends on how much he is able to see. And of course, to see, we mean see through your imagination. How much you're able to see for yourself that you're capable of achieving and doing. Have you considered that? Have you been applying that power, seeing yourself achieving great things? Things that are in harmony with your greatest heart's desires. That's what you can do, and that's what you should be doing with every second of your day, I would almost say, because what else is there to life if you're only going to focus on the negative? There's no point to that. We want to grow towards what we want, what you want. That's what we want to realize. We want to help you get what you want. Now, he went on to say that it did not refer to good eyesight when he talks about seeing stuff, or when scripture said, without vision the people perish. It was the eyes of the mind that counted in days of old, just as they do today. Without them you are just so much power on the hoof. To be driven as a horse or an ox is driven, and you are worth only a little more than they. With given vision, imagination, the ability to visualize conditions and things a month or a year ahead, given the eyes of the mind, there is no limit to your value or to your capabilities. The locomotive, the steamboat, the automobile, the airplane all existed complete in the imagination of some man before ever they became facts. The wealthy man, the big man, the successful man visioned their successes in their mind's eye before ever they won them from the world. You see, that's exactly what you're going to have to apply. A lot of times what people might do when they read books like this is just because it's describing other people. It's sort of like third-person descriptions of other individuals that might now be successful. And then unconsciously we have the tendency to again look at them as more special than we are and think, well, okay, it worked for them, but still we have that little doubt going on inside our minds. Can this work for us? Well, you can only discover that yes, it can definitely work for us if you take this all literally. You have to literally apply this for yourself. So what he just said, that the wealthy man and the successful man, all they visioned their successes in their mind's eye before ever they won them from the world. Well, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to vision, see in your imagination the sort of success that you're after. This is very important, you see, because without a clear idea on what that is all about for you personally, well, where are you going to go with your life? Which direction are you going to build in? This is what it's all about. A little further on, I underlined a sentence where he said, conceiving ideas, creating something, is what pays in sculpture as in all else. So basically he's talking about the fact that you can use your imagination, again, to envision doing great things, being of great service to humanity. So if you've had low income, if you've been stuck in life, you can start seeing yourself doing great things according to what you're most passionate about. If you do that, your life is going to change dramatically. Of course, you have to believe that you're capable of doing it, but belief is something that develops over time the more you work with this, because you basically have to simply learn from experience that this power can work for you and is already operating within your life. Problem always being we are not directing it consciously most of the time, but now we're going to learn how to do that. I underlined another paragraph a little further on where he said the keynote of successful visualization is this: see things as you would have them be instead of as they are. Close your eyes and make a clear mental picture. Make them look and act just as they would in real life. In short, daydream, but daydream with a purpose. What does it mean? Well, I wrote a note for this. Well, what all this will do for us is to make our minds like a compass. The vision and mental pictures inside your mind gives you a clear idea in which direction to build and focus your energies. It just makes so much sense if we consider this. If we are full of doubts and unclear ideas on where we want to go with our lives, no wonder we end up staying stuck and never really succeed at anything. But if we marshal all of that energy on building a clear mental picture of where we want to go and truly focus on it every single day with the belief we can achieve it, then we instantly step onto the road towards this manifestation. Because by that form of focus you will automatically find yourself compelled and guided towards all sorts of activities that are part of you realizing your dream. Again, this should give you hope. If you understand what I just said, it should give you great hope, because this is how you're going to make your life absolutely fantastic and marvelous. You're going to do it by using your own mind. That's all you need. You need that thing, here up on above the neck here. You need this. You need to use your own mind, because if you do, you can grow in any direction you please. That's the beauty of all of this. A little further on, he said in this chapter, do you want an automobile, a home, a factory? Well, they can all be one in the same way. They are all in their essence ideas of mind, and if you will but build them up in your own mind first, stone by stone, complete in every detail, you will find that the genie of your mind can build them up similarly in the material world. Now, he uses the term genie of your mind throughout all of his manuscript. It's basically, you could say, another way of talking about the spiritual imaginative self that's going to figure out the ways for you to realize the very vision you're holding in your mind. He simply uses the term genie of your mind. Many authors have certain terms for that, but I always like Neville Goddard's description of simply using the imagination and let that work with and through you. So when you build that vision, you're using the imagination. So your mind turns into a sort of compass. It tells you which direction to focus your energy and to build. You see, if you focus on that, if you learn to discipline yourself enough to focus on the direction and where you want to go, then you can manifest it. It will make so much sense if you start experimenting with this for yourself, because most people don't even experiment to begin with, but that's what we're called upon to do if we really want to discover the power of our own minds. And the more you experiment with it, the more you discover it works, and the more confident you grow, the stronger your belief becomes, and the easier it becomes to achieve greater and greater things in your world. That's beautiful. That's the power you hold. Remember that the only limit to your capabilities is the one you place upon them. There's no law of limitation. The only law is of supply. Through your subconscious mind, you can draw upon universal supply for anything you wish. The ideas of universal mind are as countless as the sands on the seashore. Use them and use them lavishly, just as they are given. You see, as you hold that vision in your mind, you've built that picture, you see yourself doing whatsoever you desire to do successfully, you see yourself being a successful person, the universe is going to bring you those ideas. And as he said, use them lavishly as they come. Don't be ashamed of using them, even if they might make you very successful, far beyond your friends and family. Don't be ashamed of that. Some people actually are. They feel bad about suddenly becoming super rich and successful compared to their friends and stuff, because they don't want them to feel insecure around them or something silly like that. But it's okay. You should do it, because by making the most of yourself, you can help all these other people around you make the most of themselves as well. So ultimately, it's to their advantage. That's what we have to understand. It's to the advantage, not just of ourselves, but to the whole world, if we're going to live in this manner, because that way we learn more and more about the power of our minds, and we can share it with humanity. We can tell them this can work for you as well, and then everybody gains more and more hope and finds more and more truth about the power that exists within them. Now, the final part I wanted to share was this. You are an intelligent, reasoning creature. Your mind is part of universal mind, and you have the power to say what you require for perfect growth. Don't sell yourself short. Whatever price you set upon yourself, life will give. So aim high, demand much. Make a clear, distinct mental image of what it is you want. Hold it in your thoughts. Visualize it, see it, believe in it. The ways and means of satisfying the desire will follow, for supply always comes on the heels of demand. It is by doing this that you take your fate out of the hands of chance. It is in this way that you control the experiences you are to have in life. But be sure to visualize only what you want. The law works both ways. If you visualize your worries and your fears you will make them real. Control your thought and you control circumstances. Conditions will be what you make of them. Do you grasp how powerful that actually is, that final sentence? Control your thought and you control circumstances. Conditions will be what you make of them. You see, what this essentially is indicating is that if you're currently in a bad spot, or if the world is in a chaotic place, if you control your thinking, you can still think on positive terms, on ways on how to improve your life and the lives of others. And so therefore it doesn't have to affect you any longer. It is very, very powerful if you reach that state of control over your mind. Because most people will go on with the panics around them, with the chaos, with the fears. But if we control our minds, we can control the circumstance that we're about to experience, and conditions will indeed be what we make of them. We don't have to go along with the negative side of any circumstance. We can focus on the positive side. And therefore, by controlling our minds and building those pictures of where we want to go, we can constantly outgrow the current circumstances and enter better and bigger and greater ones. That is what you want to understand. That is why you want to see yourself doing whatsoever you desire successfully. So if you know the sort of activities, the sort of career that you would really like to have for yourself, the sort of relationship, the sort of weight you want to be at, start seeing it in your mind's eye and then believe that you can make it happen. So as you stay focused on that mental picture, as I said earlier, every single day with the belief you can achieve it, you instantly step onto the road towards its manifestation. Because by that form of focus, you will automatically find yourself compelled and guided towards all sorts of activities that are part of you realizing your dream. Now, if you let that sink in, if you contemplate this deeply for yourself and look at your own dreams and goals, start making them as clear as possible inside your imagination and do exactly what you were just heard. Really focus on them every single day with the belief you can achieve it. Now watch what happens. Wonderful things will happen. I can guarantee you, because I know from experience it works. It happens for me, and I've seen it happen for others, and I know it can work for you if you haven't tried it yet. So consider these ideas and consider them well. Make some great stuff happen for yourself. I believe in you. Now, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to receive inspirational videos on a regular basis. And with that being said, dear viewer, never forget that we are the dreamers.